So the Black Ops 4 1.13 update is now live and has come with a lot of changes to the game. As you guys know, the Grand Heist Operation is now live in the game and has a lot of content to offer. However, in this video, we're not going to really be covering that content. We actually made a video yesterday about everything in the new update in regards to new content and in regards to the operation specifically. So we're really not going to be touching on that too much, just very briefly here at the beginning, but there's lots more information that you should know about the operation for the months to come, because there's going to be consistent updates throughout Black Ops for several months throughout the entire operation, not just this week. So if you guys want to hear about everything that's to come in Black Ops 4, check that video out. It will be linked down in the description below. But today's video, we're going to be discussing all the nerfs, buffs, all that kind of stuff that occurred to weapons and the specialists. So that means the changes in meta and the different tweaks and changes they made to the weapons and how things work now. So that's what we're going to be discussing, but briefly, we are going to touch base on some new camos and things that are just generally new to the game. So there is now a Blackjack shop, and in the Blackjack shop, there is a brand new Benjamin's camo and a Party Rock Mastercraft camo. These are both returning camos from Black Ops 2. They're really cool camos. They were very well received in Black Ops 2, and honestly, I'm happy that they are returning. Even though they are recycled content, I'm still happy that they came back, because personally, I was a fan of these camos in Black Ops 2, so why not return them? There's also the introduction to contrails and jump packs. That's what they're called. So it comes with like a contrail, comes with a parachute, and it also comes with a new wingsuit. So there's one called Benjamin's, which is basically just the weapon camo, but on a parachute and on, the contrail's green. It looks really cool. So that's another option in the shop. There's also now a My Deals section that comes with different face paints, but this is personalized and will be reset every 24 hours, and it's different for each player. So definitely check that out and see if it's something you're interested in. There's also now starter packs available in Black Ops 4 for 1,000 COD points. It comes with a brand new skin and also a wingsuit or jump pack as well, and some other stuff as well. So that's kind of cool. We also have the introduction to supply drops, which has been a little bit controversial, especially at the beginning, with a couple of issues in regards to them. They're very, very hard to earn through game time. It takes way too long to earn a single supply drop. That definitely needs to be changed, but hopefully we'll see that change made sooner rather than later, but that's definitely a complaint right now. But yeah, supply drops are now called reserve crates, and they are in the game as well. There's a couple new camos outside of that that are pretty cool. We have the splatter camo. We have the brand new, the strip, or like the Las Vegas, that's what it's based off, Las Vegas strip, reactive camo, which moves and is super, super cool. It's animated, obviously. We also have the APB camo, which is an animated camo, reactive camo, and it's basically like a moving street with a cop car on it. It looks pretty nice. I like it. And then obviously the Party Rock camo as well came back as a reactive camo, so it has different stages to it, and it's definitely a nice one. We also have a new camo called Street Race. It's an epic camo. It's achieved through the reserves in the black market, and it's green, it's bright, it's vibrant. I like it. And then we also have a brand new mastercraft camo called Kurumaku, I believe is what it's called, and it's for the KN. It looks really, really nice. This is achieved through the reserves in the black market as well. It's an ultra. It's obviously, very rare and difficult to get, but if you do get it, good stuff, because it's a nice mastercraft, and obviously the KN is a good weapon to have a mastercraft for, because it's a very good weapon overall. So those are some of the new camos, guys. I like them. They're really nice, but definitely let us know down in the comment section below what you think about the new black market and the Blackjack shop and the supply crates and all that kind of stuff. But we really want to focus today on the changes to the meta, because I know a lot of people are very interested in that. So let's start off with changes to the weapons. For the Rampart 17, we received an increased max damage range from 37.6 yards to 41.6 yards, so an increase in the damage range, which is an interesting buff, to say the least, because it is an already very strong weapon, but you can take that for what it is. You have the KN57 received a max damage range from 15 to 17 yards. The Vapor also got an increase in the 5-hit kill range from 34 yards to 50 yards, and the improved ADS idle to sway less. So honestly, the Vapor is definitely a weapon that I'm happy to see get a buff. Some people were saying that it wasn't, needing of a buff, but the majority of people that I've spoken with have said that, this weapon was probably on the list to receive some form of buff, and I think that the buffs that they did to the weapon were appropriate, because I got to use it a little bit, and I'm like actually wanting to use the the weapon now, because beforehand, personally wasn't a favorite. I couldn't touch the weapon. I just couldn't use it personally. The Maddox received a massive nerf to several aspects of the weapon. As you can see, it received a reduced recoil stability in the first 5 shots in bullet pattern. The Echo Fire Operator mod did receive an improved recoil stability buff, and the Quick Draw received reduced ADS and speed, as well as the Quick Draw 2, so that's a nerf. We got a reduced ADS move speed for stock, which is also a nerf. And then the Elo sight received a reduced recoil stability, and the weapon just overall no longer is able to just beam kids, so that's kind of a good thing in a way. And also on console received a reduced max damage range from 24 to 20 yards. So overall, the weapon is not as good as it used to be, and even though it's trending on Twitter right now and people are saying that they want it to return to the original state, I think this is a good move. And maybe it was an over nerf, but just generally people were complaining about it and now they're wanting it to go back. So I think that the middle ground is necessary, and the Maddox should receive a nerf. Then for SMGs, the MX9 receives an increase in 5 hit kill range from 5.5 yards to 7.6 yards and an improved ADS in speed, so that's good. Then the GKS is also a much better weapon now. It received an increased 5 hit kill range from 2.7 yards to 5.5 yards. The Spitfire received a nerf. The reduced max damage range from 9.7 yards to 7.6 yards, and the Stock received a reduced ADS move speed. Extended mags received a reduced max magazine size, and for fast mags, it has a reduced reload speed enhancement now. The Cordite Belt Fed got reduced in its overheat cooldown speed, and the Grip receives a reduction in recoil stability. The SOG also got nerfed, and that was an interesting change. The changes are the reduced sprint out speed, reduced base move speed. The Stock 1 and 2 both got ADS move speed reductions, and for the Grip, it is now not as effective, it has a reduced recoil stability as well. And then for the Dual Wield, it received reduced hipfire accuracy and reduced max damage range. The Daemon received a buff. It got an increased max damage range from 6.9 yards to 9 yards. And then for tac rifles, the Auger got an insane buff. The increased ADS move speed, they increased firing speed. They also improved the firing time between shots for the double tap operator mod. ABR received an increase for the ADS move speed and an improved sprint out speed as well, which that was definitely necessary. That was good. And then the Swordfish received an increased ADS move speed, and for Quick Draw 2, an improved ADS in speed as well. Now here it is, the biggest one that I know people are going to be rejoicing over. Now whether or not this was a big enough nerf, I don't know. We'll have to wait and see and play the game to actually feel it out. But the Titan finally received a nerf, guys. Thank God. It received a reduced max damage from 46 to 38, so a pretty hefty hit of 8 points, and then a reduced flinch resistance when being hit, and then also for Stock, a reduction in ADS move speed. So overall, it's not as powerful as a weapon. Like I said, whether or not it's enough, we'll have to wait and see. The Outlaw receives an increase in firing speed. The Koshka received a reduction in ADS sway and improved ADS in speed. For the pistols, the RK7 Garrison receives an increase in all damage ranges. For shotguns, the MOG 12 Dragon's Breath operator mod now does 1 quick blast of fire damage instead of damage over time. This increases its 1-hit kill potential at certain close ranges and is especially effective when paired with choke barrel. It also got an increased max damage range from 3.75 yards to 4.1 yards, and for quick draw, an improved ADS in speed. Also for console players, the barrel choke received an improved accuracy, pellet damage, and max damage range. The SG-12 got a little bit of a nerf for the strobe light operator mod, the reduced luminosity on visual lighting effects, so basically just that light isn't as wide anymore when you run up against it. Then for specialists, the changes to these were really good. The Prophet and the Ajax both got nerfed, including a general nerf. So let's go ahead and look at it. So for Prophet, the Seeker drone now has a greatly reduced Seeker's hit point, so it can be destroyed with 1 bullet, and also received a reduction in detection range against enemies with cold-blooded. Then for the Ajax 9-bang, it received a reduced visual opacity of screen flash when hit by a 9-bang. Players will no longer raise their hands when flashed if they have tac mask on, and players can now change stances while flashed. So those are really good, and I'm hoping, I didn't try it yet, but I'm hoping you can slide now when 9-banged as well. I don't know if you can though. Then the overall nerf for specialists is that the active specialist weapons now lose all cooldown on round changes. So that's really good, as previously it was just a partial loss. So you now completely lose cooldown for specialists when the change of a round occurs. For concussion grenades, players can now stun themselves with their own concussion grenades, and players will no longer raise their hands when affected by a concussion grenade if they have tac mask on. Then for gear, the acoustic sensor got nerfed, which was really like good. That a lot of people were asking for that, and they reduced the ranges at which acoustic sensors can detect enemies and reduced the ranges at which enemies with dead silence are detected. So definitely good changes. For tac mask, players equipped with tac mask now recover faster after being hit by the Tempest, and players will no longer raise their hands when flash or concussed with tac mask equipped, and finally no longer provides fire or radiation resistance. And for flak jacket, fire and radiation resistance moved from tac mask to flak jacket, improved flak jacket resistance to radiation and burn, so flak jacket now helps with the radiation and fire protection and things like that. Then cold-blooded reduced the range at which an enemy seeker can detect the player with the perk. So moving on to score streaks, the lightning strike now has reduced the delay between targeting locations and the jets arriving, so it's much more effective. It's going to actually drop the bombs a lot faster once you set the targets. The sentry has increased damage, increased the time that the sentry will remember a target after losing line of sight, and increased the range at which the sentry will detect an enemy within a 360-degree radius. The drone squad is also buffed and has increased damage, so will kill enemies faster than before. Sniper's nest, they increased the number of rockets required to destroy the sniper's nest by 1. The mantis now has increased explosive damage radius, so it's definitely buffed from what it was before. The thresher definitely got buffed and now has increased chain gun explosive radius and damage, and increased health of vehicle to balance damage dealt from an enemy with FMJ2. Now the strike team also received a buff of an increased awareness radius and an increased health regen rate of the strike team members, so that's really good. You know, that's a streak that you take a long time to earn and then can get killed so quickly. So you know, you're either complaining or you're not complaining. If you get it and it dies too fast, you're complaining, and if you are playing against a strike team, you feel like they're just tanks. So to be honest, these are high streaks. They should be strong and powerful, so that's good. They also fixed a bunch of other smaller things. If you guys want to check out those, I'll put them up on screen here briefly, but of course, as always, the patch notes will be linked down in the description below if you guys want to check that out. So go ahead down there and it will be linked right there. But hopefully you guys are happy about these Black Ops 4 changes. This is definitely a step in the right direction. They're making larger changes. They're updating things in larger groupings, and of course with the Operation Grand Heist, we got a lot of new content, and we're also promised a roadmap, which we got, and the roadmap now details all the content that we're going to get until the end of Black Ops 4. Not in detail, obviously, but for this operation, we did get a detailed plan and roadmap of what we're going to get for the next couple of months. So we're not just left hanging thinking we're just going to get this and then nothing new is going to come to the game after today with this whole operation. We're going to get constant updates in different things and categories of camos and also game modes. So that's something exciting, and new weapons are also coming in this operation apparently down the line. So that's exciting as well. And then of course we were again guaranteed 3 more operations after that. But like I said, all that information is in our video from yesterday. If you guys want to check that video out, it will be linked down in the description below. So hopefully you guys are having a fantastic day. Once again, I hope you're excited about the changes that were made to Black Ops 4 today. Drop a like, subscribe to the channel if you are new, turn on post notifications, and we'll see you all in the next one.